Hi, it's Joe Muir here, Quantum Soul Change Agent. Oh my God, I've got my title. Gosh, the official thing. Okay, so I feel called to do a live stream today. I think I've mentioned in the group and within the YouTube channels that I'm bringing forward some more of the goddess work from a new perspective, a new element. As you know, I'm all about being that soul change agent, and that requires looking from a new perspective. Yes, bringing your soul back to the light, out of shadow, but going the step beyond, back into the darkness. And following the video I did the other day on Shiva and how potent the dark energies are, and I don't mean dark as in bad, as I mean the universe is full of so much empty space. That is where the true power is, and that is complete darkness and blackness. Hey, Anna, nice to connect with you again. Just started. I'm just going to be talking about Kali today, the goddess Kali. I will be recording a new meditation that will be up for publication next week. But on those, I don't have a chance to go into how we can use these energies to help us, how we can engage with them to take us forward. And at the end of the day, when we can call in a certain level of energy to be the catalyst for our own transformation, then why not? It's about knowing where to plug into, knowing where to fuel ourselves up, which is what I've always talked about on the soul realms. And at the same way that we can tap into the goddess energies to tap in and fuel ourselves for transformation. And there is no better energy, entity, whatever you'd like to say, than Kali. Because Kali was birthed from the brow of Durga as in opposition, not opposition, but in result of the oppressive effect of the unconscious masculine domination, how to bring the true feminine from that darkness forward. And, she is all about transformation. Well, she covers five levels or five areas of what she brings forward. And again, I see parallels with Shiva on this. It's almost like Kali is the endings and beginnings goddess, and Shiva is that male. It brings together with the Shakti, and it's all interrelated. It's the same, but different. And for those that don't understand her, she's totally terrifying. And I'm here to sort of break some of those myths to say, yes, we can call in on that energy when we're ready. And not necessarily willing or able, depends what goes on in your life, but you've put your hand up for some kind of catalyst of change, and Kali can really help you with that. So what's Kali about? As I say, 5 stages: death and rebirth. It's a natural part of our life. When we leave this lifetime, that is not the end of us, that is not the death of us, that is the next phase our soul moves into. It is only in this lifetime that we leave this body, and it's a natural part of life to embrace. And then it's about transformation and being that metamorphosis. And it's even stronger than transformation. I call it transmutation, where you really are going from one form to another in your energetic levels and who you be. And when we do transformation, that always requires a deep clearing out of every level of our being. And depending on what you're going through, that could be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever. And sometimes when we have big life events, all of those aspects are brought into the light to look at, to clear, to cleanse, and let go of. And just like Shiva, again, she has the energy of destruction. And this is what scares many people that don't understand Kali. That destruction is what we need to break down those egoic structures that we are so conditioned and culturally bonded to all our life, to actually break through. And the reason this destruction is not bad, I really don't like using that word, it's because it is motivated by love. Kali brings us so much love and compassion, yet strength and power we can tap into. And that's what's fiercely valuable to us when we call in her energy. And again, when we destruct areas of our lives, we create loss, or loss occurs, and we then create the space around us to allow the new to come in. And as I say, when we go through massive life changes, all these stages can be so daunting. It's when the fear comes up. doubt comes up. Think of major life events, divorce or death of a loved one or a big house move. You do have to go through that whole chaos before the calm and letting go and decluttering. And when I'm thinking about the house, for example, or when you're separating from a long-term relationship, of all that requires, knowing that you have to go through this process to birth into the new, into the transformation that's ready to come forward. And that's the energy that Kali can really support you at. Kali understands what your soul has been calling you forward for better than you can ever do, better than your mind can ever do. She can, when you call her in and tapping into that, you can feel her energy. I mean, my crown's buzzing completely right now as I talk about this. I can feel her energy being present. And so when you embrace her energy and call her in to work with, it allows you, giving yourself permission for your soul to finally express what it is that it's here for, with that true authenticity. With living that life that you have only dared to dream about. Is about making it real, and to have that happen, to live and breathe and be the greatest version you ever held about yourself. You have to let go of some of these other constraints and constructs that you've had in your life up till now. That is where the power of understanding is, to surrender to that transformation, surrender to her energy, to help her support you through that transformation. Is that making sense to you, Anna? You put in a comment of what I'm sharing. I'd love to know what you think and feel about it. When we call in Kali, she is the one that's going to make us go head to head, face to face with our fears and our denials, and to actually break down those illusions, to reveal the truth of how powerful you are. And so Kali, as I say, can be intimidating to many people because they're not ready to embrace her energy, to use it as a catalyst for their own transformation. But those that are ready, those that hear this message and see the message and go and still go, God, I want to get to the next level, but I don't know the how. It's about, God, what support can I call in to really support that, bringing that forward. And so that's where Kali's energies come through. Now, Kali will come in from left field, roaring with an intensity and an almost overwhelming energy when she is ready to help you. And this could come in the form of a crisis, as I say, massive life events. And usually it's not just one thing, it's a series of things that occur at the same time. And often we go into the head, oh my God, and the fear and the doubt and the being scared and the separation. And if in those moments we can surrender and go, okay, if I can return myself to love in this moment, that's great to hear. Big fan of the Kali energy, love it. When we can return to that energy of self-love in that moment of things being hard, that is where our power is, and that is where she can really, really support you. She comes forward with a strength of feminine energy, divine feminine energy, which at the end of the day is still such a mystery. It is that void of darkness that supports the masculine light to shine. And this is what not many people are talking about. They're all talking about everything's light, we've got to return to the light. Well, that's only one side of it. We need the darkness as well to be that catalyst, to see the light. And that's where the divine feminine energy holds the space to be the receiver of the light of the masculine. And in order to bring that forward, we have to break down the constructs of the ego. And often when you see a picture of Kali, it's her standing with, 1 foot on her body, like she has, mastered it. And if you think that's about her helping you master your ego of the fear and the doubt in those moments that you really need to let go of, that destruction, the chaos and the loss that I talked about before the transformation comes in, that ever eternal cycle of death and rebirth. And she may sometimes be represented by the Tower card in the tarot, or by eclipses, which is all about coming out of the shady places and bringing forward the darkness that it is good. You need that darkness to support the light to shine, if that makes sense. And she helps us shatter the illusion of the separation from love. And again, in a lot of my work that I talk about, certainly in my course 28 Days to Radiant Living, it's very much about returning yourself to self-love, to support that. So she helps shine a light on those behavioral and emotional patterns that we form that sabotage our ability to connect lovingly and powerfully to ourselves within this world. And that might show up as addictions, or I have to look after somebody else, or being somebody else's, carekeeper, to the detriment of you shining your own soul forward. And again, calling in Kali to help with those energies of going, no, I'm ready to just let go of these habits and thoughts and behaviors that are holding me back like shackles from me bringing my soul purpose forward. So she's going to be able to, Kali's energy is going to be able to help you surrender to your divine self, your true self, your innate soul message and what that is to bring forward, because there's something you are here to bring forward that only you can do in the way that you can do it. And yes, she will cause chaos along the way, but you have to let go of what's not working for you, of people, places, circumstances, of really what isn't serving you, to break those away and smash open that spiritual function of your lifetime, of this lifetime, what is it you're going to bring forward. So, even if you're setting back going, I'm ready to move to the next stage, what energies can I bring in to support me, as well as your soul realms that, they talk about a lot, call in that Kali energy for transformation. And if you find yourself in a life-altering situation that, the chaos, that Jesus has hit the fan, and you don't know what it is that's going on, it's probably her energy. If you're awakening woman, if you're watching this, awakening soul, watching this, then you're in that space ready for somebody to come and stir up. Hey, Monica, stir up that energy as a catalyst to break through, break out, and bring your soul message forward. Because, a chicken doesn't just hatch, it has to break through that shell. And the Kali energies will really come in and smash that egg, smash your egoic bubble around you to pieces sometimes, and break down all that you know in order for your message to come forward. And, our transformation may require, it does require patience. When you think, oh God, how long is this going to take? More patience, feel the patience in your heart. And there'll be times as you go through this transformation and bring your soul message forward that you may feel lonely in this. A lot of you realize that a lot of your friends are no longer really your friends because you're not resonating with them anymore, where you're growing and emerging yourself. And to know that in that space that's created, in the loss and destruction that I talked about earlier, you create the space around you as an opportunity to give you the space and awareness to return to yourself, to return to be in the best company you can possibly be in, and that is with self-love, with self. So again, calling in that Kali energy to support you and know, and again, that whole present moment that I talk about, being in the moment, using your tools, using your symbols to call in. I am bringing forward that feminine energy. Call in Kali to support you in your transformation. Now, just before I go, I'd like to read just a very small little prayer out of the book I mentioned the other day, You Are a Goddess, which I love, Sophie Bashford. And I really, this prayer resonates with me. It's just short. Kali, deep mother of the cosmos, I surrender my life purpose and journey of soul growth to you. Use me as a divine vessel of love and healing gifts. Clear me of all that I no longer need. Show me that my spirit is greater than my ego. Break me open to my highest path of contribution on this planet. Guide and rebirth me with your infinite love and remind me who I truly am. And as always, I'm here to help you return to the truth of who you are. So thanks for joining with me today. By all means, leave comments below. I will be publishing the meditation in the next week or so. Until then, have a great weekend. Namaste.